Welcome, welcome to the pottery studio. I'm trying to get this set up. Impromptu pottery studio stream. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. I don't have any music for you guys today. Just pottery. I'm trying to scoot forward. There. Okay. We're gonna try to make 3 uber quick candles. I already have the pieces picked out. Let me show you. I have 4 done. Well, actually I have 4, 5, 6, 7 done. So here they are. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. We're gonna try to make 3 more because then I will have 10 total. And I think I'm gonna do 2 cents for the candles. We'll probably make the candles next week. But yeah, come on. I'm gonna start with this one. Normally I make 1 solid piece, but you'll see. You'll see. I made my life harder. So fun. Okay. I'm gonna just set this piece here. Ooh. I'm gonna tilt you down a little bit more. There, that's good. Then we got piece number 2. Like I said, normally I have 1. And we have the base. I'm gonna flip that over. So my signature's on the bottom. I'm actually gonna set these back down over here out of the way because I want to smooth this out. I'm gonna make these 3 really quick, and then if I have time, I'm going to, what am I gonna do? I don't know. Okay. We're gonna line these up so they're at the right size. I might roll out more slabs to make some more, but I want to make bases. I kind of want to do like fun, unique shapes with them. So lining this up. Where is everybody? Join the stream. Come on, let's go. Let's chit chat. There. Okay. Time to trim. Hello. We're making some candle bases. I've already made 7. We're making 3 more. I want 10 because I'm going to turn them into candles next week. I'm doing really well. It's summer officially. So let me line this up, trim it down. There we go. Then I think I will connect this side before I connect the second side so that I make sure it's small enough. I don't want it to be too big for the base. So how is everybody? Happy summer. If you're over in the US, summer has started these past couple weeks. I feel like last week was the first week the weather really felt like summer. Rotate. Hello, hello. I'm just scoring this. I'm making it a little bit rough so that, I don't know if you can kind of see the texture. It sticks like Velcro kind of. So I'm gonna overlap this side. I try to line up the edges, and then I press it in first. I love this work. It's one of my several jobs. I'm also a figure skating coach, and I compete in skating, and I also sometimes perform professionally. So I keep busy. Speaking of keeping busy, after this, I'm gonna go on a bike ride for the evening. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you, Lucas. I forgot to bring my iPad with me so that I could play some music in the background. So apologies, you guys. There's no background music today. I'll try to yap as much as possible. Unless you want quiet time, you know. I'm from the US. In the Midwest. The Midwest, eh? I don't really have a Midwestern accent, I don't believe. I don't know what my accent sounds like in particular. You know, like how there's different. Hello, newbie. Oh, you too, Lucas. Yeah, I don't know if I have like I know I have an American accent, obviously, but like the different places in America have different accents. Okay, that's good. Now we're gonna line it up over here. There, line up those edges. Normally I make it so I only have to connect it once, but I was being lazy and I didn't want to make another slab. Okay, put it at an angle to overlap as much as possible. There we go. Fabulous. So the goal is to make three more candles, and I need to set them out to dry. I'm hoping I can get them to dry enough that maybe tomorrow, I think Saturday, I think I'm gonna end up working on a Saturday. It just, sometimes it is what it is. Can't avoid it. But I'm going to trim the pottery then when it's a little drier, make sure all the edges are nice and smooth so they're not sharp. Because when you fire pottery, it becomes very sharp very fast, especially if you glaze it, because the glaze basically melts into a liquid form and then solidifies in glass, so then you can have sharp glass shard type edges and you will cut your fingers open. And I don't want that to happen to my customers, so there, I'm lining up the edges and I'm pinching it. But yeah, I want to make bases, but I want to make them a little bit different than usual. I don't want to do like perfectly up and down straight. So maybe Saturday when I trim these, I'll also make the bases. Because I need to see also how much room I have in the kiln at the moment, because I feel like I'm starting to run out of room. Which is good. That was my goal, was to get it filled. I want to get it filled and fired, I think, by Monday night. Yeah. Because then I can work in the studio. Tuesday I might do another live stream of glazing the pottery. And then I'll fire it again, and I'll turn these into candles on Thursday next week. Which, do you want me to do another candle making live stream? Because that was kind of fun when I did that. I don't know if people liked it a lot, but I tried my best. It's kind of fun to like wake up early in the morning, make my coffee, and then work on pouring candles. I have to figure out what smells I want to do for the candles. That's always the hard part. I know I want to do something citrusy and very like summery and fun and happy and bright. Like probably floral, like light floral, more citrus. I also like to make citronella candles because mosquitoes. In the Midwest, it's their world. We're just living in it. There, do a little pinchy pinch. And then I sell pottery next week, but a couple of weeks after is when I teach another pottery class, so I don't have to worry about panicking about that quite yet. We're getting there. So, did anybody have any fun summer plans? I feel like most of my summer plans kind of revolve around work. I do sell my creations. I have a storefront on Michael's, but I have not updated it in far too long. So hopefully I can get my life together and do so. But I usually just sell them in person. Okay. It's time to connect everything, everybody. We're going to connect the bottom over here to the bottom over here. The body, I guess, maybe. Okay, I think I want to focus on candles. Oh, I also want to do some spoon rests, but like nicer ones than I made last year. Candles, spoon rests, and vases. I also want to make some like plant pots that have a drainage hole with a little dish. But that might be my next kiln firing. I don't think I have enough space for it. Plus I need more time to make those because it's kind of like making a spoon rest and one of these. And then I want to sell plants in them. So I'll need to take clippings of like some of my house plants. Hello. And propagate them so that I can put them in there. It would also be nice to sell flowers in my vases, but I don't really have, my flowers aren't bloomed yet in my garden. I don't want to like go buy flowers. I feel like that's weird at a farmer's market. Thank you. I try to stay very positive. Good vibes all around. Okay, I'm just scratching up the bottom to attach it. I'm going to spray this with a little bit of water just to make it a little sticky. It's kind of like glue. We're rotating, we're rotating. And we're sealing it up. This is definitely not the best one I've made, but it's fine. I can fix it. I'm good at that. I'm good at repairing little issues. Okay, now I'm gonna tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap, tap. Fabulous. Now I'm gonna smooth out the bottom. Kind of press it in. But yeah, I think I'll stick just with candles, vases, and spoon rests for this kiln firing. I think the next one I'm going to work on making some bowls. I love making like asymmetrical bowls, and also potted like plants. Plant pots with dishes for drainage. Sometimes words are hard. How's everyone doing today? We're yapping today. This is a yap session. I really feel like I should put like pottery and yap as my live stream titles. Okay. Pretty happy with the bottom. Do you ever see those like memes or like TikToks where it's I guess the meme talk? But those TikToks where they're kind of a meme where it's like, can you imagine like someone's out here hating me and I'm just like frolicking through a field or something, just doing something silly happy, and I'm just over here doing this at a pretty regular basis. Okay, I'm gonna switch from this end of my tool to the other one. I'm doing well. I feel human again now that it's summer. I don't know about you guys. I do so much better in the summer. That vitamin D in the longer days really make a big difference. Okay, there. I'm smoothing out the inside seam, so it's nice. I'm so excited the pool opens today. That's when you know it's officially summer, when the public pool is open. There we go. It's hard. The hardest part is doing the inside seam. I always like feel like I'm going cross-eyed, trying to focus. Okay, there. One down. I'm gonna try to smooth it out, even it out everywhere. Make sure it's nice and round. I'm actually gonna flip her over and smooth out the seam on the bottom. I wait till they're more like leather hard dryness, and that's when I clean it up so it actually looks like nice. I go in with, where's my tool? I go in when they're dry, almost dry, not completely dry, and I shave them down with this tool. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. I just try to get it as good as I can while the clay is still really kind of squishy. You can only do so much. Really, you can only kind of get the basic shape. Right now, doing details, it's so mushy they can come undone really quick, so. There. I'm going to flip it back over. And then I like to spray where I'm going to set it to dry so that it sticks. I'm going to set it over there. Did you hear that little, that was it sticking. And then let me grab more pieces. Okay, that one's good over there. I'm gonna grab another one. I'm gonna grab this one to put together. How are we doing on time? 3:50, fabulous. We got that done. I started at 36, 3:36, 46, 52. That is like literally 15 minutes. Okay, fabulous. Love that for me. Okay. We're going to trim this one down to the right size. Try to line up the edges as best I can. They're being kind of stubborn. I'm going to take our sharp little... Hello! How is everybody? Wow, now everyone's starting to roll in. I'm seeing some names I know. I'm going to try to cut it as long as I can. There we go. Remove, I meant to say. Remove the excess. We're adding it over to this ball over here. I'm doing swell today. It's like the perfect temperature out. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's just literally perfect weather today. I love it. I'm just scratching it up so that they stick together nicely. I think I'll spray them as well. Okay, time to connect. That edge, flip it over, just gonna line up that edge, pinch it in the middle. There. Okay, time to smooth out the edges. How are you? How many pots do you make a day? It depends on the day because I work multiple jobs, so I don't always end up in the pottery studio. But I mean, I'm making 3 in 45 minutes right now, so that's so like 4 an hour. Actually, I would say 3 an hour because I had already rolled out the slab and cut out the pieces, and that would probably take me 15 minutes. So like 3 an hour. And then I still have to glaze them, so that's a separate thing. Glazing doesn't take as long. I would say at the end of the day, probably 20-25 minutes goes into each pot that I make. Actually, that's a lie. Definitely 30 minutes because I turn them in the candles. See, this is why I always try to know how much time and effort. It's honestly kind of rude when people are like, why are they that active? You know, or I'm like, well, I have to be paid a livable wage per hour and I have to cover the cost of supplies. Like, this isn't made by a machine, it's made by me. I'm a one-man band. Are we excited for any summer holidays, vacations, traveling? I kind of get to travel, not really, just to like around basically the same state that I live in for nationals this summer. So that's fun. Oh, I'm glad you find this relaxing. It's very relaxing for me too. I kind of want to do like a video where I'm like film this, but not on a live stream, of course, but like film it, but stay silent and just put some like nice calm music so that if people want to watch it later, they can. Although I usually leave the live streams up. Okay. This one's the perfect one. I have a feeling. They can't all be perfect. You know, they turn out a little bit different. Oh, thank you, Esther. Okay, we're squeaky scratching. This clay is a little drier than the other clay, but it's still going well. Oh, hello. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of summer. I'm at a little over 800. I think you make subscriber number 809. So thank you. I appreciate you. Because I still can't monetize my channel. Like I don't have, like people I think can send gifts, but I'm not at the point at which I can monetize yet. You need like 1,000 subscribers and also like 1 million or something watch hours, and I don't get a lot of watch hours. I try to get more, but it's hard. I post very regularly. I need to like just regularly live stream. I feel like that'll help. Oh, James, that's a nice name. I'm Pauline. It would be nice if I could like regularly do a live stream every week, either on Tuesday or Thursday. But because those are my like work from home days, sometimes I end up having to do other random work stuff. Oh, thank you. I'm named after my great-grandmother. She was very cool. She was the first of my family to immigrate here to the US. Everyone in my family was afraid to use the name Pauline because they were afraid if you named your kid Pauline, they'd end up being really short, because my great-grandmother, I mean, was 4 foot something. She was very tiny. And I am almost 6 feet tall. So needless to say, I broke the curse pretty early on. Letting this down so it sticks. Oh, I didn't line that up very well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Panic. That's better. I made it too sticky. Is everybody here from the US, or are we from all parts of the world? It's what, probably early in the morning? I don't paint them, I glaze them. I don't know if you can see all the jars. See those all behind me? Those are all glaze colors. Okay, now the time to tap, tap, tap. And we're going to smooth out the bottom. I have lots of color. Oh, from the UK. Hello. We've got Cosmic Brownie, Butter Yellow, Violet, Moonlight Sky, Chrome Green, Meteor Shower. This is wax. That's just wax. We got Fairy Tale, Wizard's Hat, Hunter Green, Powder Pink, Aquamarine, Poppy Field, Purple, Spiced Honey, Burnt Sugar, Spotted Plum, Marmalade, Evening Shadow, Soft Aqua, Mulberry, and then I have 2 containers of clear. I got my chair out of the trash, so one of the wheels doesn't work very well. Oh, and my family is originally from Malta. That's why it's like insane how tall I am. Some clay stuff. Okay, let's smooth out the bottom. Okay, and then I'm gonna smooth out the inside. So the seam is nice and smooth. There. Happy with that. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over again. I've known pots to accidentally crack. Do you mean like before they're fired or after? Because it can, if your clay like dries, if I make this and it dries too quickly, it can be prone to cracking. That is very true. Or if you like drop it, it'll probably crack. It almost just burped. After, so if the heat too high, it can crack them. Yeah, if you don't fire the clay body at the right temperature, that can damage it, yeah. I don't usually have stuff crack. It's like once in a blue moon I'll have something crack, and I do cry a little bit. I can't help it. It's upsetting. Sometimes I can fill the crack with glaze and kind of seal it up. I'm very good at like problem solving and figuring out solutions. But I usually end up either selling that at an intense, like a high discount if I feel like its quality is lacking. There, another one's done. Boop. Make sure it's a nice, perfect circle. And then I'm going to spray where it's going to stay. Yeah, this is cone 4 glaze, so it's a low glaze clay. There. Just stuck it there. Let me make sure it's nice and round, and we'll do one more. Okay, fabulous. Another one. I usually work with terracotta. That's what this clay is. Words. But I also work with stoneware. I have some stoneware. Probably my next firing, I'll stick with stoneware. Okay, we got another one. Grab the base. I work at a garden center. Oh, and they usually don't glaze those kind of pots, do they? They're usually left like that kind of matte finish. That means they're not glazed. Pottery that isn't glazed, like it might be glazed on the outside but not the inside, because they keep it porous usually for plants. But when you don't glaze it, it definitely makes it more at high risk of cracking. Plus, those kind of pots are mass produced by machines, so there's not a set of eyes on every single one that gets made, making sure they're made just right. And when they're shipped stacked one on top of the other. The weight is going to crack some of them. But that's why I kind of want to make pots with little drainage plates. But I want to make small ones for like little house plants. Because the big ones are just, they're hard to make. And if I charged what I need to for it to be like a big, like nice porch pot kind of thing, or for outside, it would have to be so expensive because it would use so much clay, and it would probably take up my whole kiln. My kiln isn't huge, but it's big enough that I could do like one giant pot. I know my mom really wants me to make her like a giant pot. but that's different. I'll do anything for my mom. Okay, let's set this over there. That one's doing good. Okay, let's scratch this one up. But yeah, I want to do like little starter plant ones. We have all sorts, plastic ones. Yeah, I just ordered, it's funny, even though I can make them, I ordered little plastic ones because I have a little herb garden in my kitchen by the window. I put like a little shelf system over there. Thought my watch buzzed at me. Okay, time to stick it. Flip it. Stick it. And I'm gonna flip it again. Yeah, I didn't feel like making 800 more pots when I'm already in the process of making 800 candles, it feels like. That's an over exaggeration in the number, but like sometimes I'm like, you know what, it's easier just to go ahead and purchase things every once in a while. There's only so many hours in the day. I'm only one person and I try to do too much already as it is. Scooch forward again. Smooth out the inside. Inside's smoother than the outside. That's weird. I'm gonna flip it again. And then I use mostly big planter boxes that I have outside for my outside garden. So I don't really need outside pots. My mom mostly wants me to make like a couple giant pots for our indoor plants. We have a lot of indoor house plants. We got multiple snake plants, philodendron monstera, money plant. I lose count and forget what kinds of plants we have. But we have so many indoor plants. I do the outdoor gardening. My mom does the indoor gardening. We're a team. Okay. Almost done, you guys. Okay. I think it is time to connect to the bottom. Ooh, I put my job is a lorry driver, so I pick up the delivery from the warehouse, bring it to the garden center. Oh, that's fun. I have a friend who does a similar job. They must get really excited when you show up. Be like, new stuff. Woohoo! Ah, just put it down. I want to get this smoother. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Okay. Now we can move on to connecting them, finally. Okay. Scratch it up like Velcro. There. Now for the bottom part. Or sometimes there's something like damage, wrong order. Oh, take it back. Yeah, to the warehouse. That's, yeah. That's good. Because you can't sell the damaged stuff. Unless you sell it at a super discount. But even sometimes, like, stuff is too damaged, you know? We're almost done with the last one for today. Okay, I'm going to spray this. And then we're going to set this on top. Trying to line it up. Okay, just kidding. We're going to do it the other way. Cannot get it to line up right. Sometimes it's harder. Time to smooth out the bottom. Close up the seam. Move it because it's really starting to stick to this. I'm going to flip it over. That's better. Okay, time to smooth out the inside. We're cooking with gas now, everybody. There we go. Okay, make sure it's nice and round, nice circle. Also, I just realized I've been chewing gum this whole time. Sorry, everybody. I know some people can't stand when people chew gum on film. I remember when I was posting like my first couple of vlogs, I was chewing gum and I didn't know, like, I mean, it's a vlog, it's supposed to be casual. And like, I had this one person basically yelling at me in the comments, "Stop chewing gum." Almost done. I remember I was driving the lorry and turned a corner and I turned and heard this massive crash inside the truck. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, whenever I drive with all of my pottery to the farmer's market, I am so nervous the whole time. Every little bump in the road, I'm like, something broken. And I have had, you know, things break every once in a while. And I'm like, no. Even though I wrap them all in bubble wrap and everything. You know what? I'm going to smooth out the bottom with this tool. Just got itchy. we go. Ta-da! Last one is done. I officially have enough for 10 candles. That makes me feel better. I feel accomplished and prepared and ready. Find a spot for this to sit and dry. Trying to move my pots over here around a little bit. Make sure everything is nice and round. What time you're streaming till? Honestly, probably just a few more minutes. I don't know, we'll see. There, okay. Let's set this aside. I don't know, I might work. I want to make, I know that, okay, warning, sad. My dog passed away Christmas night, this past Christmas, and I've been wanting to make his urn for his ashes, so maybe I will work on that a little bit right now. It's hard, but I want to, it's something that's important to me and I want to do, so yeah, maybe I'll work on a little bit of that, because I've been kind of doing it a little bit at a time. But here's what we have done so far. Here we go. I have 3 more over there, but they're completely dry. In fact, let me show you a dry one. Here's one that's dry. My signature on the bottom. So this one's ready to go in the kiln. And you can kind of see the color difference. Like once this turns this light color, that's when I know it's ready to fire. Okay, I think I'm gonna make sure all of these look nice and circular from the top. And then I'm just gonna lightly cover them. Okay, I'm gonna give them a spray from the tippy top. And then I'm gonna take this. I'm not gonna wrap them, I'm going to kind of stretch it over. And then I try to seal the top, because you don't want the top part of it to dry too quickly. That's when it might crack. And then when they're a little drier, I'll flip them over, because then I don't have to worry about the bottom sagging in when I flip it. Let me tuck this over like this, so it's not hanging over the sides. There we go. I'm going to set this over here to dry. There. Okay, let's work on a little bit of the urn. Let's see, where are my foam pieces? I'm going to use this little foam piece because I kind of want the urn to have a rounded top and then come down, like so it has a little bit of a unique shape. So we're going to use this just as a support system. I need a little more clay. I have some leftover clay in here. Let's see if I can get it to fall out. There we go. There's some more in here. I'm going to try to scrape this out. That's, oh, thank you. Yeah, being a human is hard sometimes. I wish dogs could live forever. Dogs and cats, all the pets, because they're just so sweet and pure. There we go. Okay. I'm going to set this to the side. I've been doing pottery, like just pottery in general, for like, I started back in high school. It's like 17 years, almost 18 years. But I've been doing it like professionally, selling my pottery for, I started in the winter of 2019, but then of course during COVID, there was like a year and a half where I wasn't out doing things. So I don't really kind of count that year, but I like take 2 years off. So I've been doing this like professionally for 3 years. I also teach classes, and that's very fun. Okay, we gotta roll this out. Okay. Time to rock and roll. Yes, I made a lot of mugs and cups last year, but I felt like they didn't sell a lot. People, though I teach pottery classes, people like to make their own more, I feel like, which kind of makes sense. It's more personal that way. There we go. It's sticking. Okay. I need to rotate my workspace because it's getting too damp. It's sticking to the wood. Smoothing it out. We'll flip it over and smooth the other side. I'm glad. I'm glad you found like your spot on the internet. That's always nice, isn't it? When you like kind of find a place where you're like, it's a vibe here. I always try to keep my live streams public after, like I I don't like put them away and make them private or anything. So if you ever want to watch them later, know that you can kind of put these on and just hang out. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, I need to cut a cigarette. Yes, I know that I like that my YouTube channel is small because it feels more like a little community of friends. I'm gonna use this bigger circle to just to cut a circle. Like it feels like we're all just here vibing. We're gonna cut a circle first, and then we're actually gonna cut the circle in half. There we go. I wish I knew how to set up moderators. I really should look into it. I don't know if I'm at the point where my channel's big enough that I'm allowed to set up moderators. I'm not sure because I'm not at the 1,000 subscribers yet. But if I ever do, I will keep that in mind. And I will add you as a moderator on the live stream. Okay, setting that aside. Now we're going to cut this in half. There we go. Let's see. I'm going to take this bag because sometimes the clay sticks really bad to the foam. So this is my trick. I put this over the foam. Let me set my wheel and roll. There, rolling pin to the side. But I kind of cover it in either paper or a plastic bag because then it's easier to remove it. Like that. Okay, let's peel this up. And I do this and bring it around. Fabulous. I'm going to cut it in the center so we can overlap it there as well. Just like that. Now we're going to take the other half. And we're overlapping it as well. And then I'll have to trim this one down because clearly it's like overlapping too much. Let's see, I'm going to scratch it here. I think I'm going to slide it down so it's flat along the ground there. Try to hold it in place. Oh, I mean. Okay, we're going to hold it. And then I'm going to trim these. Yeah, this way. Okay, I'm focused. Working now. It's working now. Okay. Now I'm going to scratch up where I'm going to be sticking them together. And we do the same thing on the other side. Oh, I should, no, yes, no. And I'm going to trim this one as well. Straight down. There we go. We're going to trim it in the center, just a teensy bit. And now we got to do the other side. Where I trim it over there. And now I need this. Now we're going to hold it. This is also an easy way to make a bowl. When's the next stream? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do it Tuesday or Thursday. Actually, I would like to do it Tuesday. I'll try to schedule it because we're going to be glazing. Hold this. Working now. Okay, nice. No, I don't stream every day. I have other jobs, other places to be, so I'm not in the studio every day. I would like to do at least one live stream each week. Oh. Don't mind me, just found some extra clay and I don't want to get it on my pants. There. Okay. Time to smooth out the seam a little bit more and then I'll tap it again. There. Get a little circle, bowl type shape. And hopefully it won't stick too bad. I'm going to smooth these little side seams a little bit better. And this would be the top, and then I would bring it down. Now as it dries, it should shrink a little bit, but that's okay because right now it's actually a little bit bigger than the foam underneath it, so it should shrink to the right shape. And I'm going to set it over here. dry a little bit, not completely. There it is. Thank you. It does look pretty nice. Let me spray it down, and then let's cover it up. No, maybe not that piece. There. I like this bag. Actually, I'll take it over on this side. There, snug as a bug. I'm gonna put it on this side down here. And I can work on finishing that the next time in the studio. I have this little ball of clay I need to wrap up. Let's grab this bag. Spray down. Try to wrap it once, twist it, and wrap it again so it's nice and airtight. There, awesome. Now I'm going to go for a bike ride. Perfect. Very productive. All the candles are made. And that takes up one whole shelf in my kiln. So all I have left, I think, is to do some vases, and then maybe I'll do also some little spoon rests. How many spoon rests could I do? Let me like imagine with the kiln. Probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd probably do like 8 spoon rests. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'll probably be back Tuesday, unless I do another live stream while I'm working in the studio. Sometimes I just like to zone out and watch YouTube videos. And yeah, bye everybody. I'll see you Tuesday. We'll glaze the pottery, hopefully. Fingers crossed. If not, Thursday. I'll make sure to schedule it so you can like get a notification when it goes live. It's nice talking to everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.